I like the dimension on you, and I like you being your hair color. We just want to add to it.
I love it.
Okay, I'm just gonna make you look like you went to Mexico for a month.
Perfect.
Okay? Perfect. Blonde, but not crazy blonde.
I love it.
I'm so excited for you.
Thank you. Today's Thursday. I'm getting ready to fly out for Palm Springs this afternoon, and I just thought I would come on because I haven't vlogged in a while, and I'm hitting my workout and it's going okay. Getting a really good glute burn, and honestly happy with how my body's come together and everything like that. But the last 2 days I've been really struggling with my food. The last 2 days I just ate through my macros and kind of stressed ate, honestly, and I'm feeling less stressed, which is funny, but I was triggered yesterday and I know exactly what it was, and so it just kind of like set me on a spiral. And I'll tell you what it was. We had a patient who was like just flared up after her last visit, and like doesn't want to come back, and which is really, it's, you know, on the healing journey, especially when we're talking about the pelvis and the pelvis coming back together after birth, like there is so much that needs to happen that like when we release one thing, that can like trigger a new pain response, because as we're like trying to adjust the pelvis back together, and of course we try to avoid that at all costs, but it happened yesterday, or it happened like last week, I guess, and yeah, it just affects me super deeply because obviously like my whole mission is to like help people get out of pain. And so if someone had a negative response, it's like, it stresses me the fuck out. And it's hard for me to separate myself. You know, I think it's because a lot of reasons. This is why when I'm back in the clinic, it's like all consuming in my soul, because I just take each case so deeply. And it's a good thing as a healer. It's also a really hard thing to live with constantly. I used to take everybody's birth stories so personally. Like if someone had a C-section, I looked at myself as like a personal failure. And obviously that's not a healthy place to be, and there's a million things that can happen. But that's how I feel. And so, you know, I have people in places now, Dr. Katrina, the director of the clinic, who really supports the clinical care staff, but any complicated cases come to me. And when, you know, when I hear certain things, it's just like, obviously like, and I've reviewed all the chart notes, and it's like every single thing I would have done this exact same. Like that's how I train people, that's how I expect the performance to be done, and that is what was done and what is usually done. And so when I go back in to help, it's like there's not, you know, I'm offering different thought processes possibly, but yeah, anyways, so that's like emotionally affecting me, and I was in like such high good vacation mode, but I am gonna get back there for sure. I've been trying to do this exercise where on one of my meditations recently, it was like just inhale and say the word inhale, exhale and say the word exhale. And like when I've just been tuning into that breath, like inhale, exhale, and not think about anything else. So that's been helpful. But yeah, gonna get back to my workout. Just wanted to let you guys know where I'm at, and hopefully I will come back later today and be like super high vibe vacation mode-y. And yeah, anyways, also bloated, right? Because I've been overeating my macros the last 2 days. Got down on some sun chips last night, and some chocolate chips, like the semi-sweet chocolate chips. Those are my crack. And yeah, just like not super stoked with how I've been handling my food routine, but one day at a time. All we got is one day, and just enjoy the fucking day, right? So here we are. Hello from Palm Springs. It is so beautiful here, and I will definitely give you some scenery. I'm just trying to like get organized and cleaned up. I haven't video logged for a while. Dylan is out golfing today, so it feels like a good opportunity. I was gonna like golf with him, but the reality is like, I'll just wait till we get a little older. And he does not like golfing with me anyways. So yeah, There's that. I just want it to be like something we do when we get older. But we are here in Palm Springs. I'm enjoying my coffee, which I am going to effectively set the camera on top of. Let's see. Doesn't work so good. And it is just beautiful. We have this patio with a fireplace, and we've just been like looking up at the stars. This is a private patio. You cannot see us, which is amazing. And then like I outlook. Let's see if I can show you the mountains, like the mountains, the palm trees. Like, it's gorgeous. This resort has like over 50 something pools and crazy amount of hot tubs. So like all these little villas and casitas have their own pools, and you can use whatever ones you want. Ours is kind of basic, but there's some like really cute ones. But it's super cute, and the palm trees and all that good stuff. So anyways, a little blast here, and I feel like Dylan and I are reconnecting really nicely. And last night, the reason we came down here is because for Christmas I gave Dylan tickets to see Shane Gillis, who's a comedian. So we saw him last night at this place called Fantasy Springs Resort and Casino. And when I first got the tickets, I was so bummed out because every single weekend was booked solid and I couldn't get a room at the casino. Thank God I didn't get a room at the casino. This casino was not a place I'd want to stay. We went there at like 5 o'clock last night. The show was at 8. I think the show started at like, let's see if this is even working. I think the show started at like, I don't know, 8:45. It was good. You know, typical comedian, like it was great. It was fun. And my whole goal is to just like laugh more. And so, yeah, just like it's laughter, right? And what better medicine than laughter? Oh, I thought I brought my phone out here. It's been really nice. I just haven't been on my phone a whole lot other than I'm listening to an audiobook. But other than that, I haven't been like on social media too much, and just trying to be really present when I'm here. Because I just want to like soak up these moments. So just back on the porch. And so what I wanted to say is I'm reading this super good book here, and I'm a little bummed because I don't have the hard copy of it. It's just an audiobook. I just started getting into audiobooks because I buy so many books and we don't have space for the books. And so I probably should just utilize the library, but I don't. And so I Amazon books. It's like a secret nasty habit, I guess. Anyway, so I'm listening to this book on tape, on audiobook, on like Audible. I just got a subscription for Christmas, and I just activated it like a couple months ago. And it's by my I think he's my all-time favorite author, if I had to say. His name is Robin Sharma. He wrote the book, The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. That is by far my most all-time favorite book, and it changed my life. It is my brain Bible. If you saw me for physical therapy treatment in that time phase of my life that I was reading it, which was like 2020, 2021, 2022, I reread it probably 50 times. And I still reread it to this day because it's like that good of a book, because it just deeply affected my life. And I heard things at that point that I just needed to hear. It helped calm my anxiety tremendously. So now this book that I'm reading is The 8 Hidden Habits to Live Your Richest Life, the Wealth Money Can't Buy. And so again, let me tell you again, The 8 Hidden Habits to Live Your Richest Life, the Wealth Money Can't Buy by Robin Sharma. And I love it so much. It's just been a super good mental reset, and I have taken so much value from this book. It just validates me, honestly. It validates my life of the mission that I'm trying to accomplish for helping women live with like longevity and live their best lives. And like how service to others is so fulfilling, and it truly is, and it's like what lights up my soul. Talks about like different growth things. It talks about how important our health is, and when people don't have their health, you will spend every single day of your life trying to get your health and wellness back, and it just hits so hard, and I absolutely love it. So I've just been I've been listening to that book, and I'll probably re-listen to it again. I'm about to go for a walk. I got my leg lift in this morning in the gym. The gym is okay. The equipment is so-so. So I lifted today, did a little bit on the treadmill, just walking. My knee is really swollen, so I'm just taking it easy with walking. And then yesterday I did elliptical and walked on the treadmill and then walked around the resort. And today I'm about to go on a walk and just enjoy the beautiful scenery. And I do have a massage appointment at 2 o'clock. So I'll lay by the pool before then. We've had some good food. Last night we went to dinner at the casino, and we got like a spicy tuna roll, like a super fancy one that was like really heavy. And we had that for an appetizer. Then Dylan had like steak and potatoes and asparagus, and I got lobster tail, asparagus, and Brussels sprouts. It was just soaked in butter, super good. The lobster tail was like kind of flavorless, so that was a little disappointing. I didn't even eat it all. I didn't feel like I needed to, but the bread on the table was super good. I loved the bread and loved dipping it in like an olive oil and vinegar base. Oh, that was delicious. So yeah, we've had that. They have a really good espresso here at the resort that we're at, and so I've just been getting my Americanos every day. I'm getting caffeinated. I'll probably go back for a decaf later. I always start with a caffeinated beverage, caffeinated coffee, and then I switch to decaf. Usually caffeine just happens in my house though, and it's usually just like 1 to 2 cups. And then I switch to decaf for the rest of the day. Not that I have a coffee problem or anything, JK. But yeah, that's the good life in Palm Springs. I also, I prepped all my documents for my meeting on Monday and Tuesday, and I did that before we came here, just so I would be fully present when we were here. And, but then like some of my friends texted me about my documents, and so then I reread them yesterday, and they already feel a little outdated. It's so funny how fast you evolve, like how fast your reflections feel fleeting, which I think is why it's so important to reflect every single day of your life. But that's that. Yeah. Thanks for joining me in Palm Springs. Maybe I'll take you on a walk. We'll see. Let's go. I am driving to the airport, the Palm Springs airport. I just dropped my husband off. He is golfing another round here in Palm Springs, and then he flies home to Seattle tonight, or to Everett really. He's on like a 7 o'clock flight, so he gets to get a second round of golf in. He golfed yesterday, he gets golfing today. And yeah, so last night we ate some food. I'm actually not feeling good from it today at all. Probably because I ate nachos, and then we got like some veggies, like blasted cauliflower and like buffalo cauliflower and like Brussels sprouts, and then some poke, like all of like good stuff, but for some reason it's just not sitting well with my belly. So I'm like, yeah, it hasn't been a great morning, but I lifted and then got like an hour and a half of walking in, and just super peaceful. And because he sleeps in, so it kind of gives me like the morning. That's how he likes to spend his morning. He is a world-class sleeper, and I love working out, and it's just been such a beautiful place to walk, and my flow is just on fire. So this morning when I was listening to my book on tape and walking, I just got super inspired to start writing, and I started writing just like a little bit actually about my husband, and like I don't know if I'll ever share it with anyone, but it was just like a great synopsis for myself. And we just had like a really good meal last night together with really good conversation and like deep soul connection, which we just don't get that often. So it was super good, and like I'm craving that kind of connection with him. And it took us 3 nights to get there, but we got there, and it was really, really awesome. Just like helps me give a better understanding of where he's at, like his life, and why he acts the way he does, and why I act the way I do. And anyways, it's just it's good to connect with people on that level, and especially my husband. So we had a great evening after we watched Game 7 of Stanley Cup finals of Boston and Toronto, which was great. Boston ended up winning in OT, and yeah, it's just been a really lovely trip here in Palm Springs. There's not even much to talk about other than like I just had some super restorative time, and spent a lot of time by myself, but a lot of time with him, and just like reflecting and being at peace and being present with the palm trees and the sky, and flowers. It's just been absolutely epic and completely beautiful. So I'm just so grateful for this experience. And the other thing is that I went to the spa yesterday, and I have a hard time getting massages because like I want them to like crank on me and work on me, and a lot of people just don't have the hands for that. But I felt like she did some like energy work on myself, or either I was running energy work on myself when she was massaging me, and I just felt super relaxed and completely high after that massage. It was really beautiful. So really great time here in Palm Springs. I'm heading to Orlando and cannot wait to get my brain lit on fire, and I will be sharing and recapping a little bit more. Hello. Okay, I did not get any of the video logging in that I thought I was gonna do, and I'm totally fine with that. Like, I just had such a good break. I was in Palm Springs with Dylan, which I filmed a little bit there, and I wish I did more. I wish I did more there. I wish I did more when I was in Orlando, but it was just so back to back. Palm Springs was awesome, super relaxing, got in amazing workouts. And then when I traveled to Orlando on that Sunday, my plane was delayed, got in super late, and had a connection, and that connection was delayed. It was just like, because there was like nothing that flies direct from Palm Springs to Orlando. I try to just fly direct, but this, my Orlando trip was planned essentially after my Palm Springs trip. I was supposed to be able to come home for a day, but then the meetings got moved. So it was definitely hard to be away from the kids for that long. I left on Thursday, took them to school on Thursday, I left on Thursday, and then got home last night, so saw them Wednesday. So like kind of like 5-6 days away, and like, yeah, it was great, but like I miss them so much. I was supposed to come home today on Wednesday, but I changed my flight to the night before because I was FaceTiming Jayla on Monday night, and she's just like screaming bloody murder, and I was like, okay, I have to get home. So I was like, I'll leave the meeting an hour early and then just come home. And I'm glad I did. And I still like hopped on when I left on like the virtual link, hard to hear. And I just kind of like missed some of the recaps, but like everything else, like I was there for, and I felt like super good about it and what I got from the event. This event was a combined meeting of essentially, so I'm in a CEO group of like other businesses who are a lot more established than me, and some that aren't. And essentially, like every quarter we meet in Orlando to go over our numbers, kind of review our problems, where we think we're taking the business, and our like everything we're doing and executing, what we're thinking. And essentially it's just like levels us up in order to grow the business or operate the business and have a good life, you name it. Like it's a cool experience. But this meeting was a combine of 4 different groups of this small group. And it was, and then so what our coach did is he like brought in some speakers as well. And so we didn't go through our numbers like we normally do, but the speaker he brought in his name is Greg Crabtree. And his book is called Simple Numbers. I can't remember what it's called. I've bought his book before and I've read it and I never understood it. And, but to hear him go through it was awesome and so illuminating. And I just gained so much clarity in my own business because I submitted my numbers anonymously for him to review in front of the entire group of 4 groups. And so he chose 2 people's numbers and mine was one he chose. And the way he broke down the numbers were just so, in a way I've never looked at the numbers before or considered looking at the numbers. And then he projected what we needed to grow. And essentially in a business, like you have to have growth. Number one, you have to have growth and profit so you can pay your taxes, right? And because in Washington State, you pay taxes whether you make money or you don't make money. And which is crazy, by the way. It's so wrong, and it makes Washington a very not business-friendly state. Because if you don't post a profit, you will be having even more losses because of our business and operational taxes. And then, of course, you pay federal taxes as well on any profits. But that's just a side note, in case you were wondering. But as far as him like evaluating my numbers, projecting where I needed to go and grow was just like, it was so epic, and it kind of let me know what kind of investments I can make in order to achieve that level of production. And I just don't feel far off from it. There's a couple of like bigger decisions I definitely do need to make, but now I know what those decisions are because I can see it so much more clearly. So that is like just completely epic, and it felt really good to get that and have the numbers broken down in such a simple manner. And then it was just great to see my coach. He's just extremely smart, and his business is just what, like 10 million he does probably, and he's just so much more further along than I am. And I think when you want to study people and learn from people, you want them to emulate, you want them to be able to financially prove. And I only take advice for people that are much further along and make a ton more money than I do, and or have some facet of their life that they are killing more than I do. And the thing about him is he's an example of all of it. Like, he makes the money, he lives a great life, he has an amazing personal life, he's a present dad for his children, he is a great spouse to his, they're not married, but to the mother of the children, and they've been in a long-term relationship forever. And he's just a stand-up human being. And so when I think about taking advice from someone, that's the kind of person I want to take advice from. Someone who has a work-life balance and gets that this whole journey of owning a business is honestly just so you could enjoy your life. And yeah, it's just absolutely beautiful. And so it was a great 2-day event. And it was a lot on leadership, which I'm no expert in leadership by any means. And of course, I've never managed a team this big. I just got off an email with Devin, and she's hiring another person. So we'll be like up to 11 people here. And then we'll be at 12 probably by, I don't know, end of May or June. So, yeah, it's just like, it's growing fast, right? And it's just continued growth. So, and I'm learning how to develop my leaders. Now that I have 2 seriously solid leaders in play, Devin being one of them, Katrina being the other. Dr. Katrina is the director of the therapy team. Devin is the general manager of the whole clinic. And it just I got this framework there that just allows me now to really see my progression of my people and who I have in the business that are leaders, maybe why some are less successful than others, maybe why some are more successful and have the potential to be a leader in the business. It was just really cool. Also got some really good insights on whether Body Motion is going to open more locations or not. And that's just something I've been, really considering and thinking about. Is that the path I want to go? Because I will tell you straight up, it is so hard. It is so hard. Poulsbo is starting on year 3 in June. I believe it's year 3 in June. Yeah. Or we're 3 years in. I don't actually even know. No, year 3 in June. And it's just been a work in progress, to say the least. And, we're helping people out there, and that's what matters. But at the end of the day, you only own a business you can't operate a business that's running at a loss, especially not with employees, right? Because I have to pay them and feed them. And so it's been an experience, to say the least. But having more clarity on the numbers and the characteristics of the person is just really fascinating. So when I'm thinking about developing leaders in the company and thinking about, like, if I was to open more locations, what would I need to make them successful? That was just really illuminating. So I'm really happy with everything that I've learned. I was happy for the quick turnaround. I didn't get any workouts in Orlando. Got 2 nice walks. So got my steps in when I was there. But and I slept maybe a total of 5 hours between both the nights I was there. And then last night I didn't sleep much. So I got 5 to 8 hours in the last 3 nights total. The first night I didn't sleep a lick. But I just had to turn my brain on and ignore it. That's what I do if I'm so shot and tired. I know I didn't sleep. I just tell myself, nope, Allison, you're not tired. Go drink your coffee. Tell yourself you got 8 hours of sleep and just go and be present. I turned my phone off both days the entire time. I turned my phone on one time to text Devin some like crucial information that I needed. And then I turned it right back off just to allow myself to be fully present both days, because one of the books I read when I was in Palm Springs was called, what was it called? I posted it on our Instagram. And it's called The Wealth Money Can't Buy, and the 8 habits to living your richest life. And like, yeah, he talks about like actually getting financially wealthy. And this is by Robin Sharma, and he wrote The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, which is my literal brain Bible. Like, if there is a book that has helped guide my life and healed my anxiety triggers, healed my like soul, it is that book. And so I need to go read all his other books because this book was so good, but I'm going to re-listen to this book one more time because it was just that epic and life-changing for me again. And I got that all in Palm Springs. And so going to like essentially disconnect from my phone a lot more and just be really intentional about what I am doing. And so I made a pact to myself, even though I like track my food and log my food in my actual phone, I might start logging it more in, just like pre-plan it more so than I do. So I don't have my phone around my children. And that is my biggest goal moving forward. And I really tried to make sure when I was with Dylan over the weekend, like I just set my phone down. And then of course, being around these amazing business owners yesterday, it was interesting because I was being more aware of their habits with their cell phones and like them allowing these interruptions from the outside, which then do take your focus off the information being presented and your ability to synthesize and your ability to take that information and just plug it into your life and see how it can benefit your business, your well-being, your family. And so yeah, I want to be super more intentional with how I am putting down the phone and just looking into the people's eyes that I'm listening to, blessing the words that come out of their mouth. And one of the things in the book was like, there is nothing more rude than to pick up your phone when someone is talking to you. And I was like, fuck, I do that all the time. Like, I let the phone interrupt the personal interaction. And one of the things in my life that I am really seeking right now is that like deep personal interaction. It's why I developed the mom's walking group in Edmonds that we have going. And I need to put a date on that for hopefully tomorrow. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. And then, it's why I did that. It's why like I'm just trying to seek like more thoughtful human interaction, because there is just so much value and wisdom that people can bring you across the globe. And I want to be around more of those people that are different than me, that are just at all different phases of life, that live differently than me. And so I can learn more about them. And yeah, the book just like lit my soul up. And if you can imagine, like, just like I'd be on a walk and like, just like in like complete trance of meditative state because of how powerful this book was. And so, it was great. And, yeah, so those are my recaps. That is how the trip went. I am back home today, Wednesday. I did take the kids to school. I thought maybe I'd like let them have a skip day, but they were really excited to like bring their teacher appreciation gifts. And so we stopped and got some plants and some Starbucks cards this morning on the way to school, and they were just like excited about that. So it was perfect. And I'm not feeling that good. My gut is so messed up. I am so bloated, and I just feel awful. Like my belly hurts so bad. I haven't trained today yet because of how bad I feel. So that's why I'm just like sitting in the sun, just like basking in everything, and thought I would come on and record for you guys. So I hope you guys had a really good week, and I am equally just like super excited about what's to come. Yeah, thanks for being along for the ride. Talk to you soon.